All right, DefSec 2022 podcast presented by Cisco, and we're at day one on the trade show floor, and it is Cyber Wednesday. We're certainly happy to be in conversation with one of the Cisco folks. Etienne, why don't you go ahead and introduce yourself?
Yeah, hi, my name is Etienne, and I'm the network architecture consultant at Cisco. So essentially a system engineer, helping out positioning our industrial products at Cisco. So I'm here to meet a lot of my customers essentially and answering all the technical related questions related to industrial portfolio, and including our cyber vision, which is cyber security solution that we have.
Let's talk a little bit about that cyber vision solution. What exactly is that?
So it's essentially a platform that allows a industrial manufacturing plant, for example, to be able to see what's going on in the manufacturing floor, what's talking to what on the manufacturing floor. And on the industrial side of the house, most often the companies, they have no idea what's connected to what and essentially what's talking to what. So it's all about cyber vision, is all about getting that information, that metadata information out from the network and compile it into a single platform that we call cyber vision.
This is all uncharted water for me, so excuse my questions, but let's take a company like Irving down at the shipyard down there.
Yep.
So Irving's got CNC machines, churning and burning. They've got automated welding machines going up the side of the ship. Are you talking about the information that's moving around in that space?
So exactly, that's a very good example. So Irving, all those machinery, they're all controlled by local computers communicating to the actual I/O modules that are going to stop or start a process, manufacturing process. So you want to segment, you want to make sure that PLC, programmable language controller, is only communicating with the local devices
right.
in a manufacturing or a process. So you don't want to start having that HMI, for example, or human machine interface starting to communicate outside or trying to communicate outside of your company or outside of that process. So you want to segment, making sure that it's a normal behavior, that process is segmented, isolated.
You don't want anyone getting in either to change some of the parameters.
That's correct. So cyber vision allows you, first of all, to baseline your infrastructure, so identify what's normal. And then once that's done, then you essentially trace a sand or a line in the sand. Like that's normal behavior. As the minute it goes outside of that behavior, you've got an external device trying to communicate, which it shouldn't be. It's going to raise a flag right away.
Etienne, it's amazing. Everybody that talks cyber here with us today, they all talk about that. It's kind of like change detection. You understand what's normal, and then, hey, that doesn't look normal. Let's put heat and light on that to figure it out.
That's correct.
Right.
That's correct. So you could be inundated with so many alarms that you wouldn't know exactly where to start from,
yeah,
right? It's alarms and alarms. They could be false alarms. They could be real alarms. Where do you start from, right? Cyber vision allows you to, as well, segment or making smaller chunks in your network and focus more on that Irving, for example, welding process
right.
that is raise an alarm, so you know exactly how many devices there are in that physical process, and you could break it down to different sites, different process levels, and so on. So it's really easy for a manager, security managers, cyber security managers to isolate and focus on what's important.
Right, and staying on that vein, staying on this example for a little bit longer, I mean, that type of information may not matter now to somebody, but in 10 years from now, and they're collecting the data now, it could be the Achilles heel in that ship for an attack or something down the road, right?
That's correct.
So Cisco is in the right place at the right time thinking about the future.
Yep. So the beauty of as well of cyber vision is it's a distributed process. So a lot of our industrial portfolio, switches, routers, wireless access points, have the capability of running those sensors right natively on our equipment without the need of having additional equipment, those sensors to be deployed. Right. Smaller computers or on a ship or elsewhere, those are become additional devices and so on. So in our portfolio, Cisco industrial portfolio, we do have that ability to run, it's similar to a container, right on our data switches, right on, so they start sending that, analyzing the data that flows through it without having to span or copy all that data and sending it to another platform.
What's Cisco's value proposition in all this? They've been around a long time.
Yes, I've been around 12 years at Cisco.
Yep.
I've been 30 some odd years in the IT industry, including the Army as well. So
That's
I was
pretty good for a 35-year-old.
Thank you so much.
There's a lot of people in the room right there where cybersecurity and indeed everything that Cisco has to offer would be top of mind. How's the best way to interact with Cisco into the future? How do they get in your space?
So yeah, obviously it's being show face, right? Making a lot of a relationship, and DevSec here this week is all about meeting up those as integrator that we're dealing with, but also the end customers, the Navy and the Army and so on. So to start better understanding our value prop, which is not only switches and routers, but Cisco covers a lot more in terms of portfolio in the security field and the industrial field as well.
I think, I just want to say something, Alan. I think it's important to say
We're
this.
co-hosts, Jerry. You can say anything
Well,
anytime.
thank you for giving me permission to speak. I really appreciate what Cisco is doing. Thought leadership, bringing this podcast to life is important, and being able to take these conversations offline to online, whatever way people want to consume them, I think it's really important. And I want to say personally, thank you to whoever is involved in the leadership that actually came on board to do this.
No, 100%, Jerry. Cisco understood that it's all about the conversation. It's all about relationship development. So they put this booth front and center at DevSec, and here we are on Cyber Wednesday, and clearly Cisco gave us the right guy to talk about cyber, so we certainly appreciate that. I want to tell you it's been an absolute pleasure chatting with you today, and I wish you all the best, and I certainly wish Cisco all the success in this room over the next couple of days. Merci beaucoup, Etienne.
All right, thank you so much for the invitation.